Hello, in this video, we are going to discuss about SAT questions. We'll discuss 3 questions which will be based on algebra. So we'll try to understand the different and unique approach that we are going to use in the SAT quant questions. Here is the first question. This question asking you which of the following is true for some values of x. You have some options given where you have modulus of x minus 5 plus 5 is equal to 0. Modulus of x plus 5 plus 5 is equal to 0. Modulus of x minus 4 minus 5 is equal to 0. Modulus of x minus 4 plus 5 is equal to 1. Now, whoever knows about the solving of modulus, they go with this question in a different way, right? They will try solving and getting the value of x for each option, and then they will see whether it is possible to get the value of x or not. But your approach should be different here, and that is going to be unique as well. How? So in this question, we'll need to understand that modulus particularly is something which is always going to be a non-negative number, right? A non-negative number. Now, if you know that if modulus is a non-negative number, that means the minimum value for this can be 0 or it will be a positive number, correct? Now, we can use the process of elimination here to eliminate few options, such as if I'll add 5 in a non-negative number, can we get a 0? Obviously not. Again, if we add 5 in any non-negative number, can we get a 0? Obviously not. If we subtract 5 from a non-negative number, that is possible that this number can be 5. Like if I'll take x is equal to 9, the number can be 5. So if I subtract 5 from 5, it can be 0. That is possible. So we'll keep it. If I go with x minus 4 modulus plus 5, again, if I'm adding something in a non-negative number, is it possible that I'll be getting a number which is lesser than that number, 5? We can see that if I'm adding 5 in the non-negative number, we are getting 1. Is that possible? Again, the answer is no. So only one option is possible, that is option C here, and that is going to be your answer. Clear? Let's move towards the next question. Question number 2. In this question, we have given that there is a quadratic equation which is x square minus 63x minus 64 is equal to 0. And p and n are the integers such that p power n is equal to x. The question is asking you which of the following cannot be the value of p. All right. So firstly, it's obvious that we have to solve the given equation, right? There could be different ways in which you can solve this equation and you can get the value of x. I'll try to choose here the factorization method, which you also know as the middle term split. So we have x square minus 63x minus 64. We can take a number like plus x minus 64x minus 64 is equal to 0. Because the rule is if we have to break the number, the b in 2 parts, p and q, such that the sum is going to be equal to the same number as b, but the product should be equal to the product of a and c. You can clearly match that. The product is equal to minus 64 with the product of 1 and minus 64 given as a and c here, right? Now, if you solve this, you'll take x common, then x plus 1. You'll take again minus 64 common. You will be getting x plus 1 is equal to 0. You'll take x plus 1 as common. You'll be getting x minus 64 is equal to 0. And then you'll get x plus 1 is equal to 0. Or you can get x minus 64 is equal to 0. That means either x can be equal to 1 minus 1 or x can be equal to 64. Right? Now the question is, if I use p power n, like the following cannot be possible, right? The following cannot be possible for the value of p if p power n is equal to x, right? Means if I try to write down that p power n is equal to minus 1, Or if I try to write down p power n is equal to 64. So let's see. If I use n is equal to 3, right, then I can get minus 1 to the power 3 as equal to minus 1. Means the value of p can be equal to minus 1. So C is not going to be the answer. Right? Now there is no other number which is related to the 1. So we'll move to the 64. 64 can be written as, it can be either 4 power 3 is equal to 64, or it can be written as 8 power 2 is equal to 64. It can also be minus 8 power 2 is equal to 64. Let's try to eliminate few options. Now the question is, which of the following cannot be the value of p? Minus 8 can be a value of p, so this is not possible. 4 can be a value of p, so this is not answer. Now we are remaining with only one option, minus 4, which is possible here as the correct answer, because minus 4 power 3 will be equal to minus 64, not plus 64, right? But we have the value of x as plus 64, so we cannot get the value of p as minus 4, because for any power n, for any value of n, for any power of minus 4, you won't be getting a 64 as a number. You may get minus 64, but not 64 as a number. I hope it is clear. The third question that we can understand here is this. This question is related to the functions, right? It's a linear function. There are two functions given, fx and gx. Fx is given as 1 by 4x minus 9. Gx is given 3 by 4x plus 21. If the function h is defined as hx is equal to sum of f and g, what is the x coordinate of the x-intercept of the y is equal to hx in the xy plane? Now you know that the general rule is, if I have to find out the x-intercept of any function or of any graph, right? There are two ways in which you can do. One, you can directly put that equation in the xy plane and you can get the graph. You can look at the point where it is intersecting the x-axis. Secondary, you can plug in the y value as 0 if you have to find out the x-intercept, because x-intercept is the value of x for which y is equal to 0. But firstly, we need to find out what is the function, right? We have to find the x-intercept of y is equal to hx. In this case, we can see hx is equal to fx plus gx, right? So we have to write down that hx is equal to 1 by 4 x minus 9 plus 3 by 4 x plus 21. Now, if we add both of them, 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4, that is going to be x only, minus 9 plus 21 will be equal to plus 12. Right? Now you have your function as hx is equal to x plus 12, or it can be written as y is equal to x plus 12. To find out the value of x-intercept, we can simply plug in the value of y is equal to 0. So if you plug in y is equal to 0, you'll be getting 0 is equal to x plus 12, or x can be equal to minus 12. It means the coordinates are minus 12 comma 0, where the x coordinate is minus 12. So your answer is minus 12. I hope this is clear. Thank you. That's all in this video. We'll come with the other questions in the next video.